Hey guys, we're back again. Today we're doing 12.2. And in 12.2, we're going to describe data collection, which is basically like understanding what the data we've collected is good for, what it would answer. So let's start with this description here. To describe a set of data, there are some features that we need to describe. So, first one, attribute. These are going to be great words for you to write down in your notebook. Attribute. Attribute is the characteristic being recorded or measured. Something kind of like weight, height, years, months, inches of rain, something like that. That's an example. Those are some examples of attribute. And then unit, again, words I would love you to write down in your notebook. The unit of measurement, such as inches or grams. So, or anything else. If we're measuring, the weight of everybody's pets, we would go with pounds. If we were had a group of people and we wanted to know the age groups of people, we might go with years. So the unit of measurement is basically that. What unit are we using to measure this data, however you want to say it. And then means. This means is the tool used for the observation or measurement. So the means by which we measured. So let's see, if we were looking for pounds and we would use a scale. If we were looking for time of day, we'd use a clock, right? Or if you were talking about speeds in a race or something, you would probably use a stopwatch. So that's just the means by which we observed or calculated measurement, okay? And that's different than the word mean, which we are going to learn about later that we talked about is like average, not the same thing. This is basically the tool used, okay? And then observations. Observations is the number of observations or measurements. So let's say I think in your homework yesterday, there was one, I can't remember what they were measuring, but they did it for every day of the month. So the observation would be how many times we did it. In March, if we measured something in March, we would have 31 observations or measurements. Okay? So that'd be the number of observations you have is your observations. Okay? All right. So let's go on to a question right here. Looks like it's kind of cut off, but it's not. Okay, so we're just describing the data. Describe the data set shown in the chart. Data set in the chart. Step 1, what attribute is measured? So if I look over here, what is being measured? Well, let's see. Here's date 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So those are the days. That's probably going to be my number of times that I measured something. But it looks like time. So my attribute is the length of time spent. Okay, length of time spent walking a dog. Okay, it's the whole thing here, but makes sense? So the attribute is what are we measuring? We're measuring the length of time. The length of time a dog was being walked. Okay, dogs were walked. Okay, step 2, what unit of measurement is used? Which measure are we using? Well, right here it says minutes. Minutes. Okay. Step 3, what means was likely used to obtain the measurement? A clock, a timer, or stopwatch like we talked about previously. If it's time, we use something that measures time. Okay, and then step 4, how many observations were made? And like I said earlier, there are those 8 days, so there were 8 observations for this set of data. Okay, so let's practice that now. Okay, let's just look at number 1. Describe the data set by listing the attribute measured, the unit measured, the likely means of measurement, and the number of observations. So, what is the attribute here? Now remember, attribute is the characteristic being recorded or measured. What do we think's going on? The attribute would be what? Weight, right? Weight. And if you want to say of a pet, right ahead, or pets, we're not sure, but that's the main part of that is weight. Attribute is weight. Okay, unit of measurement. Well, we can come and look right over here. And it says pounds. So I'm going to write pounds. Or you can write it like that if you'd like to. Okay, means. Well, how would we have collected this measurement? Probably on a scale, right? So this one's kind of going to be like common sense, or what do you think they could have used, okay? And the number of observations, well, they're not labeled like our one above with the days, but there are 10 different measurements. So we would say 10. We have 10 numbers of observations. Okay? All right, let's try number 2. Oh, sorry, I'm stuck on something. Okay, there we go. Number 2. Okay, again, attribute. It's, again, the characteristic being recorded. So what would you say we are recording here? See, these have been pretty easy. This one was weight, and this one is going to be volume. Okay? Volume of something. The unit of measurement, well, it tells us right here, it's cups. Okay? The means. Well, what do you think we would measure these kind of things with? Lettuce, cheese, sauce. Well, it's cooking, so I'm going to probably think it's got to be measuring cups. Measuring cups. Man, I couldn't spell for a second. Okay, and yeah, there are food scales. You maybe could do that, but this is cups, so it's got to be measuring cups. A scale would need to be like ounces or something, like a little food scale. If we were measuring it in, if our unit of measurement was ounces, we could maybe say that. Okay, and then the number of observations. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and there are 5 number of observations. Okay, pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Okay, I'm going to have you watch a video like yesterday's of a lesson. All the lessons I found for this chapter are from the same lady, so we will be hearing the same person each time. You're doing great. It looks like homework yesterday was awesome, so keep that up. I sure miss you guys. I'm hoping that sometime this week we're going to try to do a class meeting again, so keep that in mind and look for it in our lesson plans. Okay, keep working hard, keep your head up, be helpful, and stay safe and healthy. Love you guys.